I think you just signaled the cutoff of an episode.
I
I never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats.
And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. A deadly class trial.
A deadly amount of analogies. What the hell?
A deadly reuse of the word deadly. Alright.
Do we have any skills we can set?
We have attentive influence. We already have
Oh,
algorithm.
neutral liberation?
Decreases more slowly. Yeah, I want that. Breathing technique.
Breathing technique.
Okay, and that's
I
all.
think those are the only ones we have.
Yeah, those are all. Wow, we're able to equip everything.
Yep.
Alright. Now remember, guys, a lot of the dialogue is going to be going automatically, so be ready to voice your characters.
Yep. Hope it doesn't pause in the middle, freeze in the middle of the thing.
And if it does, not too much loss. Trial! All rise!
For the dishonorable Monokuma.
Let's begin with the biggest explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Is this really only case 3?
Yes.
Holy shit! Now then, to begin with,
We already know who did it!
what's that? It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
Oh hey, remember Leon?
No.
I remember Leon, yeah.
Don't try and deny it. You killed them. I did it! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assumed were used to build it,
Assumptions are not evidence!
and all of it was found in your room. You have to admit the evidence is quite compelling.
Though it could have been planted.
It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know, I don't know, I don't know!
Don't knock over Chihiro.
Is Hiro really the killer, or before anything else? We have to make that clear.
Wait, are there
So
2
instead
years?
of the hero, he might be the villain.
Alright,
Eh.
so we have Yasuhiro's message as our thing. Okay, okay, we're gonna do the same thing as usual. We're gonna let it run through runs so we can read it, and then we actually do stuff.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough. That you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true! It's a conspiracy! Hiro, why? Why did you kill them? No! Just hold on a second!
So-
Blueprints. Yeah, alright, I already know what to do. Let's see if I remember right, Hiro's handwriting is. Yep. Alright.
I didn't get a chance to say anything.
The blueprints. That thing stopped me, damn it!
Yeah, you gotta get rid of those.
Yeah,
Even
the
if they're
fake text stopped me. I thought it would have slipped by. No, that's wrong! I miss doing this.
Not
Frick!
the same thing as not the same impact as objection.
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made a point to disguise their handwriting. No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on, I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway. So, Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
He's not the only one. I think Hiro is innocent as well.
What? Then who was in that
Is there a
Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
And of course, he passes it off to me. So, who was in the Robo-Justice suit? The suspicious individual in question, the one that must have been in the suit, Hina, the Illuminati, or Hiro?
The what?
The Illuminati, guys! I think I know. Okay, for the record, I wouldn't have come to this conclusion if it wasn't multiple choice. I would have been stuck.
I would have thought it was Hiro. Because he's the only one who fits.
Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in the particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
There can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
It doesn't make any sense! Stop dying over there! You just said Hiro didn't do it!
Makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
I can't stop dying. Byakuya poisoned me.
So what you're saying is... That's right, the culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What?
No, that's a bold assumption.
And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes? Of course, but before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first, so let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around!
All things have a proper order. So what is it? What needs to be clarified? We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body.
Give me justice.
It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Things that were used to
Yes,
move Justice's
teacher.
body. They must have been... I'm going to assume I have to present two things. It's the tarp and the dolly. There's still one more thing.
Yep.
It was Hifumi's glasses, right? They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
Oh, hey, we presented them in opposite order. But
The
wait.
attitude. So let's see if I can explain. Justice's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that up until then was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Justice's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp and the dolly.
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Justice's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Justice's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body, am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover that it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it? She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
Well, in the Phoenix Wright games, whenever an objection gets brought up, usually it's countered with a whip or a cup of coffee, and then the judge is like, okay, I accept this. So, anyone have any coffee lying around?
No. They're too, aren't they young for coffee right now?
There's
wait,
no
they
such
drink
thing as
tea.
being too young for coffee. Unless you're like a baby. Rhino.
There's no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
Yeah, she's the culprit.
we've all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what's going on around you.
Yeah,
Damn!
she's the culprit. Wow, never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. But maybe I could change your mind. If I could just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository.
Again?
A new element.
We're gonna get to the very final trial and it's gonna be like, hey, a new element has been added! But to hear more, I don't have a choice.
Reloading.
Rhino, you're the narrator.
Oh, right. Let's talk about reloading. Starting with this next bullet time battle, we're going to add one more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see your ammo count. Up until now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. But from now on, just locking on and pressing the left mouse button won't be enough to handle them. Now it will cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing the tab key.
That one just seems teachable.
Just like locking on, you'll have to press the tab key in time with the tempo marker. Basically, just remember that the tab key now is a function alongside with the right mouse button and left mouse button buttons. You will automatically reload at the start of fever time, and your ammo will not decrease. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, you won't have to reload at all, you little baby. In which case, you can ignore everything I just said. Get out. Well then, good luck, and have fun.
I've had people say we should turn. I've had people say we should turn the difficulty up to mean. I think we're fine keeping it at normal because, like, at first we were cruising. Now they're just adding stuff left and right, and I'm gonna start fucking up.
Yeah, it seems like it.
If it stayed as easy as it was in, like, the first or second case, then yeah, I would have changed it up. All right.
Oh, that's.
Oh, we're doing this already.
Yeah, tempo battle. Just remember, it costs bullets. Don't forget to reload in time with music.
I actually had thought this was going to be another one of the debate things, so I hadn't realized it was going to be this.
You have it
Wait, are
wrong.
we in negative time now?
Yeah, I forget how to do
yes,
the thing. I forget how to do the thing.
She's using her thing.
Yeah, I forget how to use mine.
I think it was shift.
If you press escape, you can get help.
Space key.
And you still can't see it.
Oh, that was easy.
Oh, you won anyway.
Boom.
That usually happens at the very end of the case. That's why it caught me so off guard.
Yeah, that's why I got off guard too.
New rules!
New rule! Literally anything goes. This debate is now a fist fight. Go!
Literally anything goes, everyone draws a gun.
It's called bullet time. It's called bullet time now because we're firing bullets off like crazy, like Reaper from Overwatch.
Everyone's dying except for Makoto
Baby.
because they don't think he's a target.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a bloodstain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident when they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Justice's body. Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much?
How does he not realize this?
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it, because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
What? It's a suit! Not sure that really matters. I'd be happy to explain why the occupants of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
But look at how the
Look at
body
it.
was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? The Robo Justice costume. Alright, let's read.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in a tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over. Then you could push the dolly no problem.
So the killer just crouched down and carted the body off to the repository.
If you accept everything we just said, then you must realize that whoever was in the suit couldn't possibly be the culprit.
Sorry, I don't think I realize anything.
Why are you here?
Because he's the prime suspect!
But yeah, we all know where this goes, right?
Yep.
Cheese puffs?
What? You missed it.
No, I very clearly shot it! You saw that, right? I hit it! I definitely hit it! Like, that was absolute
Yeah, you
bullshit!
did.
That was bullshit to say I didn't hit it!
I know, what the hell? Aim for the center of it.
No, that's wrong!
Right, that you have to aim for the center of it?
No, I was just yelling. You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that? What do you mean? Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together, remember? I'm blind as a bat in here, can't see my feet at all, I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you it wasn't me, not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist, seems like a pretty obvious oversight. When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that? Now that you mention it, yeah.
Seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over. Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you
Hey,
can't,
didn't you bring this up earlier?
when you can't even see your feet, you really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
Okay, Froppy.
Don't you mock Floppy.
Floppy?
I'm making a joke because she has a long tongue.
Do not mock that person.
I do. Why would I mock her? She is my waifu.
Yeah,
Rhino's like, I accept this.
yes, I do accept this. There are many correct answers in that show. On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit,
Why are you all geeking out about MJ?
I do want to geek out with you about that sometime. It's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
She looks like she's about to reach up and lick her glasses.
Ew.
There's absolutely no chance that the costume was taken off just to move the body, because once it's on, you can never take it off!
That's
Isn't
not
that like
wrong.
some kind
but-
of...
It's the second one is the correct one, but yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, but what was the last one reference?
I like the dramatic way.
I
of
think
saying,
it was
you
like
know?
it was like the everlasting bracelet, I think, because the everlasting bracelet was like once you put it on.
Oh,
you can
right.
never
That,
take it
I
off.
forgot about that.
I don't think taking off the suit was an option, if you remember. I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help?
Why would you make something you can't take off by yourself?
I didn't make the stupid friggin' thing, bitch.
There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you... It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's hope it.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then you really can't take it off by yourself? Hiro wasn't just making it up? Of course I wasn't making it up! If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up with the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect him. Yeah, that's right! So, it's really, really true that Robo-Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hiro in the robot suit, correct? No, wait, just a second if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
Clearly photoshopped, girl.
Yeah, it's just a hug. No, seriously. You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Ifumi being dragged away by Robo-Justice.
I require hugs.
Guys,
Yeah?
isn't he, or does it look more like he's carrying?
No, not particularly.
I don't think it... I know what you're thinking. I think it's more... Okay, going by the assumption that, like before, that Hifumi faked this to try to kill Justice and then was killed himself, it looks like he could have easily faked this picture. Which means if he faked it, then it was definitely Celeste who's in on it with him.
Whoever was in that suit is not the culprit. How do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Ifumi said? How did you get hurt?
That guy hit me.
What guy?
Robo Justice. That's what I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
Yeah, that's gotta be right. Hold on a second.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Celeste, before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one view, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review the series of unfortunate events from the beginning.
Lemony Snicket?
Hopefully Lemony Snicket.
Yeah!
Maybe we'll uncover something new.
Like the secret behind what Count Olaf was doing that day.
Killing you, obviously. Ha! What a pain in the ass. I almost said
I don't
artist.
disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
Alright then, let's take another look back at what happened. Whee! I suppose we could start with this morning.
Oh, God!
4 of us gathered
Didn't
all
we just
together at the
cover all
dining
this?
hall, Makoto, Hida, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
As soon as we slept, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hida found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came over to get Makoto and me. It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was tapped by a mystery asshole. I know it was about an hour because I remembered that he was injured. What's wrong? I saw a shadow.
What's last? Second floor.
Okay, seriously,
That's-
could you stop that?
This is literally the stuff we went over like an hour ago!
Fine.
Like, okay, I'm keeping an eye out for if something different comes up. I'll do it like this. I won't do the speed up version. And then... What was that?
Yeah.
Dad, Hifumi.
See, there were 3 and 3 on each side.
Hifumi, totally not dead. Justice, actually dead. I think this is the exact same dialogue! Literally, it's the same dialogue!
Is it?
Okay.
You missed something.
I'm pretty sure it was just Kyoko saying, hmm.
It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events. They're very unfortunate. Quite unfortunate indeed.
Okay,
Where's
well,
Count Olaf?
if that's
You know he did it.
if that's true, then what? I forget the names of those kids. Damn it, I was gonna make more references.
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to
So
consider
my
each
hero?
murder a separate situation.
What? Rhino?
Which kids?
From
From the
a series of
events,
unfortunate events.
Uh,
Bodavir!
Is that one of them?
No, that's her last name.
And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them.
Been like a decade since I saw those books.
I remember one of them had something to do with chewing everything.
I think one of them was named Violet.
That was the one that made, that was like the Gadgeteer genius. Wasn't she?
She had like a grappling hook, I think.
Yeah, she tied up her hair every time she was about to build something. Now then, let's get started. Beginning with what happened to Taka.
So, Rhino and I geek out over My Hero Academia, E and I geek out over Lemony Snicket. The contradictions hidden in what happened to Justice. In order to
I like
uncover
My
the truth
Hero
of this case,
Academia.
I have to find them,
Don't discount me out.
no matter what. Hiro's still freaking out over there. Monokuma file number 3. I know what that says, but...
So regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after.
We already know what order they were killed in. Justice came last.
what makes you say that?
Because of the numbering on the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer number 3, while Taka's death came from something with Justice Hammer number 4.
See? So it's obvious Justice came after.
Managed to get
Are
through
you
all the
serious?
lines.
Justice Hammers were numbered, but are they really used in that order?
Remember, you can copy things too. Somehow. How do you copy stuff again?
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh!
What?
I forget how we do that.
I'll check.
Can you go back to the
I'll check the
again?
controls, I think. Some text may appear in your.
There.
Target weak spot and hold down the left mouse button. You can use that weak spot as a temporary truth bolt later in the argument. Yeah, I've forgotten that was a thing. Okay, I think I might have to watch through this again. Order.
Okay, so there are 2 weak spots there?
I don't think.
So we might have...
One of them is what order, and the other one is the numbering on the hammers. I don't think that really matters.
But
Or like, I don't think they're
Monokuma
connected
found
to
the
each other. Is
three.
what I mean.
just grab the second one and try firing at the first. Or something, I don't know.
So I
Or maybe
hold
go
left.
over-
I hold left mouse button on it to get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pink.
Getting really annoyed with that.
Freaking pink.
At least I have 10 frickin' minutes to do this, but still. Ah, I barely got that, actually.
Hey. We got it. The first time.
I guess so. Hold on, there's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as her numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the covert wanted us to think the hammers were used in that order? In reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi. Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Justice was killed before Hifumi. Something that relates to what time he must have died. Yep. Hangman's Gambit. Wristwatch. Okay, got it.
I. S. W.
Dun-dun-dun-dun! I've got it! Taka's wristwatch! See? Look, it broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night... Hey, this thing again.
We literally saw that already.
So if it wasn't broken after 6 o'clock, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
Now be his official time of death.
If that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
And he was actually in rigor mortis too, so it was that.
That's
takes
exactly
a
why
while
the
for
culprit
that.
wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw they were used in each incident, we'd easily make the wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met him in the dining room.
That may be true in case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him at least, we're all safe.
Yeah.
Huh? What was that? When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together, except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
I
So was
know!
eyewitness.
They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on! If that's true, where's the tape? I don't know. Don't just go making stuff up!
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him. And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when he discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Justice's body out of there right then!
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
It's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said...
We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two. It does seem so.
His body apparently disappeared at the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time. Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the possible possible?
What?
Like
How?
a challenge, like she said. If the dead body were to move itself.
Huh? The dead body moved on its own? No! Not another ghost!
Okay, Shaggy, shut up.
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I don't think that's what she's... No, I do think what she's implying is...
Like Zoinks, Byakuya!
We thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality, he was still alive.
He was alive?
Lay gasp. Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked down on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead. That isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive. Is it really possible?
Well, there's
Hiro's still freaking out. Whoosh. Boom, boom. Tick, tick, tick.